Tonight, a community is mourning after a fire at an assisted living facility in Fall River claimed the lives of 9 people. Dozens more were hurt but survived. And tonight we have a list of those who were killed in that fast-moving fire. 64-year-old Rui Albernaz, 61-year-old Ronald Codega, 69-year-old Margaret Duddy, 78-year-old Robert King, 71-year-old Kim Mackin, and 78-year-old Richard Rochon. 2 others have not yet been identified tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Courtney Cole. Now, at this point, it's still unclear what may have caused this devastating fire that started last night. Tonight, we have a team of reporters covering all angles of this story. We begin with WBZ's Brandon Truitt, who joins us live in Fall River tonight. Brandon.
Well, Courtney, it's really hard to overstate how devastating this entire thing is. Where this happened, this nursing home, is just about a block from Kennedy Park, if you're familiar with the area. And from the outside, if we show you here, it doesn't look as bad as the devastation that's described here. You can see the wall still standing, some of the doorways boarded up there, and just above some of the windows are broken. But inside, we are told smoke filled the hallways, and this fire traveled fast. These residents were really close. They ate together, they did Bible studies together. And tonight, many of them are heartbroken.
I thought I was dead. I really thought I was going to meet my maker. I did think that.
Tonight, the gut-wrenching reality of what happened here is just setting in. The Gabriel House of Fall River catching fire Sunday night, just as many of its residents were getting ready for bed. Firefighters rushing to Oliver Street, consuming all 3 floors of this assisted living facility. Many of its residents needed assistance getting around.
All the smoke from the hall were right in my face, and all what I could do was just stand there and choke. And I thought it was going to be the end of everything.
The city says more than 50 firefighters responded to this, including 30 who were off duty. Some pulled residents out of windows, others went inside.
I went in, I didn't have an air tank or anything. First room empty. Second door I kicked in, body. Next room empty, next room body.
9 people died in this fire. Another 30 were taken to the hospital, some for inhaling smoke, others were critically burned.
Yeah, it's devastating. I just think through what these people went through.
Governor Maura Healey in Fall River Monday, visiting survivors and families of the victims, pledging to help the city relocate impacted residents while praising first responders for their work.
These are not people who can, a lot of them are immobile, they're in wheelchairs or they have walkers. They can't easily move. And they were disoriented and, just struggling to figure out what was going on.
So the state fire marshal is investigating exactly how all of this started. But tonight, the firefighters union here has claimed that they could have responded better if their staffing levels were higher, suggesting that they could have saved more lives. The mayor responding to that tonight, saying that the staffing levels in the department are at the level that the chief requested. We're live in Fall River. Brandon Truitt, WBZ News.
Brandon, thank you. Dozens of people were hurt in the fire and are being treated at nearby hospitals tonight. WBZ's Logan Hall continues our team coverage at Rhode Island Hospital in Providence, where families are praying their loved ones will pull through.
Yeah, that's right. Good evening. There are still several people in critical condition after this deadly fire in Fall River. We spoke with one family whose loved one suffered severe burns to about 50% of her body. She's being treated right here in Providence at the Rhode Island Hospital's burn unit. Now, this family says that it was an extremely difficult situation for them. It was a heartfelt and at many times tearful conversation as they navigate this terrible tragedy.
She means a lot to me besides my mother. She's the one that I call. We talk every day on the phone.
It's been an unimaginable day for Fall River resident Priscilla Andrade, whose aunt Brenda Andrade is in critical condition after the fire at the Gabriel House assisted living facility. Around 11 p.m., she learned about the fire and immediately began calling family members, praying that her aunt was okay. Around midnight, her cousin called and told her that she was among those injured.
My cousin hit me up and said, "It's Auntie Brenda." I said, "No." I said, "Is she alive?" She goes, "Fire right now, yes."
Her aunt suffered severe burns to about 50% of her body and was transferred here to the Rhode Island Hospital's burn unit. She says that she always wished that she had the space to take Brenda into her house. and that she had growing concerns about the level of care and quality of living at the Gabriel House.
They don't check on you like normal, like a hospital would. All they did was come in, give her pills, and that was it. She didn't want to take her pills, okay. There's a few times I went there, the pills were on the floor.
David Dixon lost his 86-year-old mother in the fire. He says he still hasn't had time to process the emotions and is still trying to wrap his head around the logistics of what happened.
Me, I'm all right now. I don't know what it's going to be like later, like maybe when it all sinks in. I really don't know.
Priscilla was just at the Gabriel House yesterday and is terrified that that was the last time she might see her Auntie Brenda.
It's scary because I can't get to her to let her know that I'm here.
So several members of the Andrade family are at the hospital right now, actively awaiting an update on Brenda's condition. They are spending every waking moment praying that she makes it out alive. Reporting in Providence, Logan Hall, WBZ News.
And as family and friends continue to look for answers, the community in Fall River is coming together. WBZ's Julie McDonald joins us live in Fall River tonight with more on their response after a tragedy like this. Julie.
Well, Courtney, there is such a heaviness that hangs over this region right now as neighbors and community members grieve for the victims of this deadly tragedy. But even in that grief, there is such an eagerness to help. As you've just heard in their own heartbreaking words, this has been deeply traumatic for everyone touched by this tragedy and those who call this community home. The victims' loved ones, survivors, first responders who worked frantically in extremely challenging circumstances, and witnesses who saw the horror unfold. This will be a long road to recovery for those who lost everything. Local businesses are wasting no time finding ways to raise money and support the dozens with limited resources who are now homeless. The owner of Christopher's Cafe told WBZ they'll be putting coffee on the back burner for the next few days as they focus entirely on much needed funds to be raised.
We don't have the best reputation here in Fall River, but when something happens to our own, we rally and we support that person. So we've done it time and time again, and this is on a grander scale, but we'll get it done for sure.
Donations can be dropped off to Christopher's on South Main Street. They're also working closely with the Firefighters' Wives Association, which has started a GoFundMe raising already more than $20,000 for the survivors of this. You'll hear from that organizer tonight on WBZ at 11 and how you can help. Live in Fall River, I'm Julie McDonald, WBZ News.
Julie, thank you. And be sure to stay with WBZ and CBS News Boston on air and online. And coming up at 8:30, the I-Team takes a closer look at the owner of the facility.